Is your demanding work lifestyle in need of fire-resistant clothing that can keep up? Well, L4FR clothing should be your go-to for quality, affordability, safety, and style. L4FR was founded by a third-generation oil field worker who is also a veteran. Thus, this company has a deep appreciation for reliability and longevity, all while we provide first-rate customer service. Our durable apparel will serve you well for many years to come, whether you're working on a pipeline, a lineman climbing utility poles, or in any other environment requiring fire-resistant apparel. L4FR has you covered. Our apparel is tough enough to resist hazardous conditions while still providing high comfort and style. L4FR provides clothing options to ensure your safety and comfort, whether you're on the job or not. To view our complete inventory of flame-resistant garments, please visit our online store at l4frclothing.com or give us a call at 817-757-4935. Si habla español.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the weekly wrap-up show, Week 14. It's your boy Brett Sweeney here. Alongside me tonight, we have Christian Blevins and Mr. Corey Marshall. How's it going, fellas?
It's going good.
Man, it seems like last week was so long ago. Corey, we had some fun last night.
Yeah, we did. Had a nice little got basketball season tipped off in NETSN. Nice little hoops on a Tuesday action. All that stuff. Called it Maction last night, but it was hoops action,
Yeah, it was a really good game. We had two teams that were ranked in the top 11 in the state go at it, so it was a really good game. Christian, how's it been going with you? Hadn't seen you in a while. Staying busy, I assume.
Yeah, family. Thanksgiving was pretty loaded. Had family here at my house Wednesday, and been busy working. So, but this week is a busy week because obviously you got a lot of football games in the area: Carthage and Gilmer, Kilgore, and Chapel Hill, and then Saturday. That's kind of the big day because college football is hosting conference games. And I actually, from my computer, get the chance to type and report stuff on my social media and everything like that about the Texas and Oklahoma State game. Which
ain't nothing much to report. Texas all the way.
Texas rolls, and picks up a playoff spot after a few other teams in front of them lose. That's
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So what they're saying right now is that if both Texas and Alabama get in, they win, they'll both probably get in because Georgia, that will be the first time.
As an Alabama fan, you better hope so. Because
I hope so.
Texas is getting in over Alabama.
They have the head-to-head win over Alabama.
Yeah.
So that would be the thing. But if Alabama were to blow out Georgia, which is probably not going to happen, it's probably going to be close. Then, and if Texas were to win, they would both get in. The question is who would be.
I think they're going to need Florida State to lose there.
I think Florida State is going to lose. I think they're going to lose.
That's the one that you got.
Is that an upset? That's an upset. Well, it could very well be an upset. I don't think Bama's beating Georgia. Georgia's on the man. They just stacked. They are stacked. You know, if Bama beats Georgia, it's gonna be close. It's like a field goal. Like it's not gonna be much.
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think that Alabama's probably. I'm picking Alabama to win this game, but it won't be a blowout. It won't be a blowout.
I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about Louisville and Florida. If Florida State gets beat, Texas is in. There's no way you're not putting Florida State. That ACC is weak anyway. You know Pac-12
but you know,
is really making.
Here's the other thing. So Michigan is still up in the air for some odd reason, even though they're one of the best teams in the country. They're still up in the air though. If they lose to Iowa,
because the voters love Ohio State. Voters love Ohio State. There's three teams that voters love more than anybody else: Ohio State, Alabama, and USC. If USC was undefeated, USC is going to get. They would probably be the number one team in the country. They love those three teams. But for some reason, Ohio State could lose 2 games. Well, the Ohio State here comes Kirk. Ohio State. Don't forget about the Buckeyes. Nobody care about.
We got some haters tonight. We got Go Pokes.
Oh, come on, man.
Go Pokes or Eddie. 2 East Texas guys starting.
East Texas guys everywhere.
I'm picking
Texas guys.
Eddie, just so you know.
Yeah, East Texas guys for Alabama. Got East Texas guys for Texas. Got East Texas guys, Texas A&M. Got East Texas guys.
I'm picking Oklahoma State, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Texas is going to blow out
because you a Texas hater.
Yeah, because
I think they're gonna get it. I think Oklahoma State. Your defense is not good.
Yeah,
our defense ain't what?
I said Oklahoma State's defense is not good.
Oh, hey, speaking of not good, Wreckham is not good.
Yeah, very.
Take that.
How about 57-7.
Take that whooping. We won't be playing you guys for a long, long time. You can remember that 57-7 win there. We had Texas had DeMarion Overshawn last year. Eddie, he's asking about East Texas starters. It's okay. We don't care. Hey,
rotation. I mean, it's.
How'd you guys do last week on your picks? I went 7-3 on mine. I was solid, not too bad. Christian,
I didn't do so well.
Tell us. I mean, I can go look it up if you're not gonna.
Do you have it?
I can pull it up.
And I will. Yeah. Do you have it?
So you might as well just go ahead and admit to what you got.
I have it on my computer.
I mean, if you actually submitted the picks.
Yeah, because I did them on my computer. I can download everything on my computer now. That's what I'm literally looking at.
I don't see you.
You don't see it?
Yeah, I don't see you this week. You must not have submitted any picks, which means you got 0. Corey, how'd you do? What'd you do? 50-50?
I was 5-5.
Yeah. Eddie let me down this week. Eddie was 7-3, and you let me down, Eddie. Your team couldn't pull it off. And I lost one of those. I had PG. I've been preaching you guys all year, and you let the king stay on the throne. I'm not happy about that.
I don't want to hear it. I said now I was one of the people who said PG would be the only team that would upset Carthage.
You said PG and Glen Rose.
Yeah, PG and
Mhm.
and you know what? Here's the thing about Glen Rose. I don't think they're gonna upset Carthage either.
No, they're not.
They're
First win
off.
another state championship.
Belleville's got the best chance because of the way they
Belleville
play.
is getting. Look, even if they whoop Silsby the way they did, Belleville is not even. I don't know.
The
I
big
don't.
red sea.
Yeah,
When the big red sea comes to town, you just cancel shop. Might as well go in the bunker. Don't even try it anymore.
You know what
It's
I
the
want
big
to see?
red
I want
sea.
to see. I want to see the Big Red Sea play the big blue and gold CH next year for a pre-district game.
and you know what? It needs to be. I
Hmm.
want to see Chapel Hill beat Carthage in Carthage.
I'd love to see
I
that
actually,
game.
I actually want to see that.
I'd love to see that game.
I don't want to see it in Rose Stadium. I want to see it in Carthage.
It's a good test for both teams. Nothing wrong with a real good game. Lots of tickets sold. Lots of publicity. I don't know.
Well, I tell you, it'd be a game if they both win state. Now that would be a game I would want to see.
Yeah.
If they both win state. Yes, you definitely play that game.
Well, speaking of games, let's talk about last week's game one. Winsboro took Whitney to the woodshed, 72-17. Guys, Winsboro. Oof, they're looking really good right now.
Yeah, they're not playing fair. They whooping people like like the Grinch stole Christmas. They stole the playoff round. And
who they got? Who do they have this week?
Ooh, Malakoff.
They got the cough.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we talked about that one, and those of you
don't
there,
know why.
we've got
sorry. My bad.
No, I was going to tell everybody if they want to listen to our thoughts on these games for the coming up week, make sure you go tune in to the Beast from These show that released this morning. And we definitely went into some deep. We kind of, since there's only 6 games on our pick'em this week, we dove a little bit deeper into some of those games. Really talked into the matchup. So go ahead, Christian.
I don't know why, but I thought, and I forgot. I thought Winsboro and Malakoff would be in the semifinal, and I don't know what I was thinking. I think last year it was who went to the state last year out of Malakoff. Wait,
Malakoff lost to Brock.
Brock, yeah. So could that be a possible matchup again?
Yeah, Brock's still in. They're on the other side. They play Paradise, I believe, in Region 1. That's a district foe. So they could definitely could meet. I'm not really surprised. I'm surprised a little bit at this stage of the game in the third round. You're beating somebody 72-17. That's just man. This Corey, it's one of your saying the disrespect to beat somebody that bad in the third round. I mean,
you definitely don't wake up in the morning and say, yeah, we're gonna get beat by 52 points or 50-some points today. Was it 55? I mean, you definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the end of the day, man, we're on this show, we talk a lot, and those are kids, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's rough, right? You got to carry that. You got to carry that for a long time. Like, I'd rather, and this was the old debate. I never forget this. Old debate in college that we had was like, would you have rather gotten beat by a lot or beat by like a little bit, like a last second shot or something like that? And everybody's like, just blow me out. Just blow it out. You know what I'm saying? Just run the scoreboard. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna get mad, but it's less heartbreaking to lose by 25 or 50-some points. Hey man, you can easily go on. Hey, we tried our best. They was better than us. Let's just go. The team that beats you by 3 points, are they really better than you?
Yeah, it's like as a play here, a play there. You try to overthink. Could I have done this?
Like
there.
Yeah, you could have done this. You could have done. You're gonna think, man, the other team, they just bested us. You know what I'm saying? But that team that beat you by 7 points, are they that much better than you? Like it was tied the whole game. Were they better than you? No, they just got They had one more play than you did, you know?
Mm.
So, man, but 52 points, or I think it was 52 points. No, man, you going home and I'm playing PlayStation. We forgetting all that. We having a bonfire. We're gonna get some more turkey, more dressing.
Listen, I might be jumping on Spider-Man after that because I
right.
got.
Hey, we going about the rest of our lives after that game, fellas. Cancun on 3, 1, 2, 3, Cancun. That's what we doing.
I saw another pretty handy defeat. As game 2, Jeremy, Vince, and myself called this one as Garrison just did what they wanted against Cooper, 47-20. This is the third week in a row I've got to see Garrison play, and they're just like a well-oiled machine. They got big dudes, they got fast dudes, they got tough dudes. They just got some dudes, and they're gonna have themselves a handful this week with Timpson. But they put to Cooper and left no doubt that they are the no worse than second best team in this region.
Well, okay, so when I was at work today, I had one of my good friends who knows about Texas high school football, and they actually asked me about Garrison today because they're actually from Garrison. So what he asked me was, could they upset Timpson? And I was like, probably not. But what they did to Cooper, that was just, I mean, I don't even know what even to say about that. I mean, there's been a lot of crazy things that happened last week. It's a lot of crazy stuff that happened, but I didn't think that would happen.
I think they have a really good chance of I think it's going to be a really good game. I still pick Timpson, but I was in the minority. I think most of the guys pick Garrison just because we've seen them and seen what they can do. Cooper had some big boys.
If Garrison wants to win this game, they're going to have to outscore Timpson, in my opinion. They're probably going to have to outscore him.
I don't think you have to outscore Timpson. I think ball control.
They're going to hammer the
ball
ball.
In Timpson's hand.
Yeah, they're going to hammer the ball and try to do almost the Lindale strategy, right, Corey?
Yeah.
If I was a betting man on the tip off, I say they would actually want the ball the first possession. They don't want to kick it off. They want the ball the first possession, and they probably run the clock. They want, and think about it this way: if you can get 5 yards every carry, you know what I'm saying? I'm not passing the football. I'm gonna chip it away. I'm gonna chip it away every single time from Garrison. Like, I'm not letting them get the ball in the hands of their superstars, their players. I'm winning the foot. You're gonna have to. It's gonna be an ugly game. You're gonna have to beat me. Like listen. I know Terry Bus. I know you the best player in East Texas, best player in Texas, Mr. Texas football. You better throw it and catch it yourself if you're gonna beat me. Like that's how we playing it.
Well, we saw what happened
at this point in time. Garrison could do it.
We saw what happened to Jacoby Williams of Beckville. He just he didn't have enough help. Now I think Bussy has more help. I really do. I think he's got JJ Gardner. He's got
a great defense
and some other pieces, but it's gonna be tough. I'm excited to see what exactly Garrison does against Timpson, because that game supposedly could have gone either way the first time. It was only a 9-point game in Timpson.
Honestly, I hate the strategy stuff because, let me rephrase, I don't hate strategy because I want teams just to play. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it doesn't matter who's gonna run the football, but man, at this level, like you let them guys get loose. Like Winsboro, I can't give up 70 points. You know what I'm saying? Timpson's putting 50 and 60 points on people. we're gonna keep the ball in their hands. They're gonna beat us. It's gonna be 35 or 28 to whatever. Like you're not putting up 70. No,
well, it's 35-26 the first round. So, I mean,
right. So it's gonna be a ball control game, and if it's a ball control game at this point, it favors Garrison. If it's a ball control game, it's gonna favor Garrison. They got a big offensive line they can run. If it's gonna be quick strike, quick plays, it's gonna favor Timpson. If it's a run up the score game, it's gonna favor Timpson. because now if you're Garrison, if you're Timpson, you want to start fast and score fast because hey, guess what? I want Garrison to throw the football.
Hey,
You
Corey,
know, I'm gonna make you throw it.
do you think that they're both going to want the ball first? Like whoever wins the toss, they take the ball just to establish
I mean, obviously,
their style of play,
but
their tempo.
to me, honestly, I don't think it doesn't matter to Timpson, but to Garrison, I think Garrison would want the ball first.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I think. Oh wow, thanks, Eddie. Here's the thing. I think because of Timpson's defense, I think that they wanted. I think that they were wanted in the second half first. I don't really think. I mean, yeah, it really doesn't matter. I mean, you got that explosive offense that they have, and I think what they average 40 points a game. Timpson does.
At least
So
I would say it's
yeah, at least
probably
40
more than that.
points. So I don't really think it matters, but because of how good Timpson's defense is, I think I would want the ball. That's like with Chapel Hill last year. Chapel Hill wanted the ball because they had a good defense that made plays when they needed to. So they wanted the ball in the second half, where they were like, okay, if we need to come back, say for example we're down in a situation we need to come back, we could, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, we saw it against Lumberton. So I think Timpson, the way their defense is built, I think that they should probably get the ball in the second half, but I really don't think it matters, like you
So,
said.
Christian, to answer your question, here's Timpson's outputs this year on offense: 50, 48, 33, 63, 53, 72, 56, 69, 61, 35, 68, 58, 68. So I think it's a little
He
bit. I
won
think
the
it's more
40.
above 50. Yeah,
So 50 points a game
but
minimum.
to a positive, their second lowest output of the year was against Garrison. The only one that held them to less points is some team called Dangerfield, and they're still playing as well in a higher classification. So, I mean, it just shows that this is their toughest, if not their toughest, their second toughest foe thus far, but their toughest in this classification. And we've talked about how tough it is to beat a team twice. So it's going to be tough.
There's a lot of that going on this week.
Personally, I would like to see Bussy go out on top just because I just feel like after everything he's done and for Texas high school football for that school, I'd love to see him go out with a state championship. It's going to be a tough road. Everybody's shooting for him. There's our stat man. Eddie said 56.4 points a game. So there you go. All right. Game 3, Tenaha and Lovelady. Lovelady all over Tenaha, 50-14. I feel like I'm a broken record with these third round games. Just people just blowing folks out. I mean, in Lovelady, I picked them to win. I thought they were just going to be too much for Tenaha, but Lovelady's got themselves a battle next week. Lovelady and Mart. I think Kyle was telling us on the other show.
Man.
They have put Lovelady out of the playoffs a lot over the last 4 to 5 years, and both teams come in undefeated. It's going to be just an outstanding game, but I was a little bit surprised by the score difference. I thought that might be a little bit closer game than this. I thought maybe a couple score game, but man, Lovelady, I don't know what it was. It was something going on Friday last week. I don't know if somebody ate too much Thanksgiving turkey and somebody had just the right amount. I don't know, but some of these schools came out angry, just on a mission, and Lovelady's on a mission. I think they want that rematch with Martin. They're going to get it.
It's all right. Hey, you don't bite off more than you can chew. I know you got leftovers. I know it's more banana pudding in the refrigerator, but finish your food first. Hey, you don't want to do too much. No, Lovelady's had a great season. They got a big offensive line. They run the football, but I mean, it's smart guys. Let's call it what it is. It's hard. It's put like this psychologically at this point. at this point, it's psychological warfare at this point, right? Like you've got to know that this opponent has beaten you every single year, no matter what. And at this point in the playoffs, you got to be upset. Like you got to break this wall. Once they get past that point, the sky's the limit, right? But right now it's psychological. Like it's like, listen, you got to keep reminding your kids, they're not bigger than you, they're not faster than you. I don't care if they are. You pump them up. They're not bigger than you, they're not faster than you. We're not teaching you football at this point. We're not
And
going over technique at this point. I'm
I
not
feel
doing it.
like I
This
feel like
is
they need to. I
straight
feel like they
film and
need.
repetition.
I feel like they need to use your hashtag there, Corey.
Nah, that's for somebody else.
I
You
think
you
they
can roar
should.
like a lion or something like that. You can roar like a lion or by fight like cats. I don't know. That's a different.
They got to
That's
come
for
out.
somebody else.
They got to come out pissed off though, right? I mean, you lost to this team
Absolutely.
every year.
Nah,
Like they got to be on your. They got to like have a dartboard in their locker room throwing darts at Mart. Man, like these guys are just.
you know what? Right. You know what I do? I would put every single year we've played Mart and we've lost. I would put that in the lockers all
Put
week
the
long.
score.
I had it list.
Scores. Put the
The
scores up.
score, the
Yeah.
year and the score every single year. And I wouldn't put a question mark at the end. And that would be my speech every like that. No, like not this year. Like it's at this point it's psychological. We can't be it's not that. You got to get past that point. You're not afraid of them. Can't coach fear. I remember who said it, but I love it. I can't coach fear. You can't coach fear, right? You're afraid of somebody. It's no matter what I do, you're not going to perform at your best if you're afraid. So psychologically, get past that point. We've got to do it. Execute, execute, execute. I can't. We're not coaching. I'm not coaching technique at this point. It's game plan and film at this point. So, hey, that's what they do. But I don't know. I don't. Everyone's gonna pick Mark, but Lovelady has an opportunity to win this game, and they've got to believe that they can win the game. And I'm always a component of one of those.
Did you pick Mart, Corey?
I did pick Mark, but like I said, I'm not just gonna say, oh my gosh. Listen, man, if they're gonna win the game, they're gonna win the game. But I love the competing part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty about coaching young kids, because now you got to motivate them to compete. You want them to compete at the highest level. You want them to compete. Like there's no giving up at all at this particular level. Like you either want it or you don't. Put one big old whiteboard on the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
At the beginning, you can't put it on the beginning of the season, but I don't want to circle one opponent at the beginning of the season. I'm pissed off at every opponent. I'm going week by week. My message is zero. Is you're not whatever your record is. You are 0-0 each week. Short memory. You know what I'm saying?
And when the game starts, it's 0-0.
Everything you want to win every single. You want to go 1-0 every week. You're not 12-0. You're 1-0. You're not 13-0. You're 1-0. Or 0-0 this week. Short memory. Saturday.
And like, here's the thing, like, that's like what some teams struggle with. Like, I remember, earlier this year, I think it was China Spring in Florida Division One. You remember last year, they beat everybody, like everybody. They even beat the top TAPS team in the state. They beat at one point, the top team in 5A last year. All of a sudden, and then they beat the rival Stephenville. All of a sudden, they lose to Melissa, they lose to Parish Episcopal, and then they lose to Stephenville. All right, and then they just get humbled. And even though I got on this show and said, hey, they're done, they're not really good anymore, they fought back, but then they got, complacent again because, so they lost it. Like, they lost to Anna. So that's what I'm saying, that complacency that you don't need. You need to be 1-0 every single week. Like that's pretty much, you hit the nail on the head. You need to be 1-0 every single week, not 12-0, not 13-0, not 14. You need to be 1-0 every single week.
You got to preach it every single week.
Yep. So game 4, pretty interesting one, guys. Pleasant Grove blows a 28-14 lead to Carthage. They run off 17
You guys start off
straight.
just like that. Dang.
Hey, that's what happened. I was watching. I was like, PG's got it. I've got this one. I get to talk some smack to Kyle.
No, you don't.
To Kyle and Vince that were so for Carthage. And next thing I know, it's 21-28, and it's 28-28. I think the point it turned, I kind of was watching the game a little bit there between our games, and the point that it turned to me, and I'm sure Eddie will let me know if he thinks the same thing. Carthage turned the ball over, fumbled it to Pleasant Grove in their own territory. Pleasant Grove had a chance to go down and put a real nice exclamation point in the game. They gave it right back to them, and then Carthage chipped away, went down and scored. To me, that was the turning point. Like Pleasant Grove had their chance. The almighty Carthage fumbled in clutch. They gave him the ball. Like, hey, Pleasant Grove, here you go. And then they gave it right back to him. And you know what? Carthage did not do that again. Because what do good teams do? They don't make mistakes very often. And so if you don't take advantage of it, then it's trouble for you. And that's what happened. Carthage went down, chip away, got down there, and got what they needed. Yeah, see, Eddie.
Well, I mean,
Hey, look, Eddie agreed with me. Look at that. We had our opportunities, didn't take advantage of it. I mean, it was right there for the kid, man. I feel bad. Like, I know Pleasant Grove and now with the realignment, looks like that they may split Carthage and Pleasant Grove, and it's not for sure, but it's looking like they may split them into 2 different regions. But man,
well, here's okay. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Did y'all? And I'm not saying this because I'm a fan, but did y'all watch the Alabama Auburn game this week? Some of the highlights.
all I saw was one play, that lucky 4th down play. That's all I needed to see. It was so lucky.
So here's
I don't
the thing.
follow
So here's the thing. I watched that entire game from almost start to finish. I got home a
You
little
wasted
late,
time,
so
Christian.
when
You just need to watch one play.
Yeah. So yeah, it was 10-7 when I got home in the first quarter. So when I got home, all right, everybody knows that to Auburn, Alabama's the big bad bully. All right. They are the lion that you need to put down. They are the tiger that you need to put your foot on their neck and say, stay down. And somebody, and I don't agree with this, but somebody said that they are the snake that you need to cut their head off. Well, guess what? You know what happened? Auburn didn't put that lion down. What they did was they only rushed 2 guys. And even before that play, they fumbled. They muffed a punt that set Alabama up for that play. And yes, Alabama screwed themselves over with the bad snap, but Jalen Milroe got it to Isaiah Bond in the back of the end zone. But that's exactly what this Carthage and PG game was like. Carthage turned the ball over God knows how many times. And PG was up 28-14. And I'm watching the game. You give the ball back to Carthage, and Carthage, yeah, sure, you get a field goal over them, and you make it. What was it? 31-28 at the time.
That was the final. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was actually 34-30. That was like the wasn't 34. It was 34-31.
It was 31. It was 31-28. I believe it was the final.
Well, no, I'm looking at it right now. It says 34-31.
It sure does say that. I thought it was
yeah.
Anyway, I know there was a field goal. They went down and made a field goal. And basically, it was tied up.
Yeah.
And they went down and kicked. I think Pleasant Grove had kicked the field goal before. Actually, Carthage scored the touchdown. They missed the
right. Yeah. And
the extra point. That's what happened. Because I was like, at that time, I was like, wow, that's huge. Like, they still left the door open for Pleasant Grove when they missed the extra
And you know
point.
what you saw what Jet Surratt was able to do on that drive. I mean, he was just able to manage the drive, just keep uh take what they give you. That's basically what maybe Coach Surratt said to Jet. Take what they give you. Told the whole offense that. Take what they give you. Probably told his offense coordinator that. Take what they give you. And that's exactly what they did. They went down and they scored. PG, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. And Eddie, I'm sorry, but y'all screwed up. Y'all screwed up big time. You have a chance to literally put down Carthage, and you blew it. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know what happened because I thought maybe in the second. And, you know, here's the thing with Carthage. It ain't over till it's over. You have to have a simple game plan when you come out of halftime versus Carthage. You can't just sit up here and say, all right, that's it. We're just KJ is KJ was the difference. KJ was the difference. But I mean,
Are you referring to Eddie? Are you referring to where they got the penalty and they got the first down? Was that the?
yeah.
I think that may be the play he's referring to. There was a 4th and about 5, I think, and penalty, and they got him the first down. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
Wasn't that pass interference or was that offsides?
No. I think it was offsides or a flag on the sideline or something. I'm sure Eddie will know. He's saying yes. But that was I mean, they had him in 4th down, and they called timeout because they weren't sure. Yeah, they were going to go for it on their own 25. They were going to go for it, and then there was a penalty call. And I was kind of watching it, not listening to the game at that point, so I never really saw what happened. I thought it was an offsides. Oh, he said they called us for making them jump. So I guess, like, said they're trying to, I guess, I guess doing a false snap count or something, maybe, because you can't.
But I mean, here's the thing: even if there wasn't, really, even I'll just go ahead and say, if PG would have done what they were supposed to, they would have won this game. We would have been, a lot of people would have been celebrating. Oh, we knocked off the dragon known as Carthage, and
he said we shifted. Of course, if you shift and you don't go across, if you shift just straight sideways, you can do that all day long. So I don't know. I'd be interested to go back and watch that play just to see kind of what happened.
That's why you need instant replay in the playoffs.
Instant replay
in the playoffs. And your football stadium has to have instant replay to host a playoff game. So that means your football stadium don't have video replay boards, anything else, you can't host it. And you need to start playing football games on Saturday.
You know what? I wonder
if Sean Tree had that, Corey.
I don't know. Well, they need to get it.
Yeah, they should have had that.
Get it installed.
Sean Tree should have had that on a couple of plays. Because they shouldn't have made the.
I'm like this though, man. Like I was going for PG. I thought PG was a better football team this year. PG was a better football team. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You can't. They just dog beating people, and it was fortuitous that they beat Carthage. Like it was written in the stars. You know what I'm saying? And then here comes the Big Red Sea. And you know what happened? I can tell you exactly what happened. Dog. I can tell you exactly what happened. 28-14, we up. Yes! That first turnover, that first mistake. It was over. It's a wrap.
Mentally, right here, Corey.
It's a wrap.
Right here.
And they thought they had him.
They're like, here goes Carthage.
Like, now, here comes. Oh my gosh!
You have to put them down.
But you can't
just because you're up by 2 touchdowns.
It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. It's a mental thing. I haven't beat Carthage since when? Now we finally up. Here they come. He breaks for 72 yards. Dang, I thought we had him. He makes a one-handed catch. I thought we had him. Quarterback breaks free. Man, I thought we had him. You know,
Had him on
this
fourth
game is
down.
play out,
Had him on fourth down. Thought we had him, Corey.
and that's I'm like, and it mentally destroys you. And it's not the X's and O's, has nothing to do with X's and O's, has nothing to do with anything. It's just now you're second guessing yourself. Now you're saying to yourself, can we really do this? Do we believe we can do it?
And you know what's
We
funny,
got
Corey?
seven guys going D1. I don't know how many they go. Doesn't even matter. Like we got an all-state offensive line, freaking, not linebacker, but we got everything we need to defeat. We're better than they are, even on paper. Let's go. Let's hand it to them. We up 28-14. Let's go. Let's blow them out. They just keep chopping wood. Chop, chop, chop,
And
chop,
you know
chop.
what? Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. I think around the entire state, I think we saw that all week long last week. I think we just saw it all week, Friday and Saturday. I think we saw it all week long. It was just like a disease going around where teams would just give up right when they had teams. Like, I mean, like literally, they would give up. I think we saw that like in round two. I think
I
like
don't know that give up's
Lumberton,
right. I
yeah.
don't know if give up's the right word though,
I don't know
Christian.
if give up's the right word.
Well,
I think
just
sometimes
mentally give up. Like, oh, we got
you mentally
them,
break down. I got
so
you.
we're done.
You
Yeah,
could
yeah,
mentally
that's what I'm
check
saying.
out, I guess.
Like Lumberton and Needle. I mean, that game was tied at halftime, I think. And Lumberton just, you know, I mean, I think
You,
they've been pretty much a second half team all year, and they just
you,
clocked out because it was Needville.
well, and you got to give some credit to coaches. Coaches making
Yeah,
adjustments.
I just want to say that.
Right.
I mean, you come out. You just said come out in the second half. You got a good coach. He can make the right adjustments and just change the whole game.
And
I
you know what?
mean,
I
Let me
think
give you an
that's the one
example in
thing.
basketball.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you an example in basketball. So the game is close. I don't remember what game it was. Shout out to Coach Jay for this. I don't know if he remembers or not. He drew up a play, right? Timeout, drew up a play, and immediately he goes, "All right, with balls will go here, balls will go here." When you take it after he makes the shot, we're immediately back in a press. Now, mind you, we're down in the game, but you drew the play up for the guy, and he points to him on the board, looks at him in the eye, and he says, "After you make the shot." Now, immediately that gives the kid confidence.
he always said that, Corey. That
A
was
lot
after
of
every.
that,
Yeah, that's something Coach J always did. Like he never said,
right?
okay, and
It
even on the
was
free throw line,
yeah,
too. He called timeout. He said, "All right,
right,
after Swinney makes the 2 free throws, we're going to jump into a press." Like he basically was saying, "You got this. I'm not worried about you." Like
yeah,
you give
like
him the confidence.
calm down, make the shot. A lot of that has to do with the coach. A lot of it has to do with confidence. Like I'm going to tell you things that's going to make you believe. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times coaches have an intuition, especially if you know your team. You know your team is losing the game, not on the scoreboard, but internally. They're losing the game at this point. And when I'm on air and I tell Brett we do games all the time, a lot of times coaches in football it kind of sucks. They only got 3 timeouts. Basketball they got what 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying? Use your timeouts wisely. Basketball's quick turnaround. Some coaches don't take a timeout when you're getting blown out by. You see a quick little run, team scores this. Hey, you got to know the barometer of your team. Call a timeout when you see it happening. I don't want to see eyes go down. Hey, call quick timeout. Quick. Hey, quick timeout. Get it going. Change the lineup. Do whatever you got to do. Say what you got. Football. Oh man, the first time. Hey, I want to call a quick timeout. Hey, let's change this up. Football's a little different.
Here's the
You
thing.
can get a fumble. You get a fumble, guys rolling the ball over. Hey, let's call timeout. Let's rally the truth. I don't want to wait entirely too long. I don't want to wait to halftime.
Here's the
Second
thing.
quarter, what's up?
Have you got? And this is the other thing. Like I've seen, and I've been on the sideline where games come down to the wire, and like I'm not gonna say which game this is, but I'm gonna say, for example, last year when I was, 2 years ago when I was with Chapel, we had one game. I'm not gonna say what game it was, but we had one game where we had this team had them beat. Like we were up actually two scores technically. They score, and we run stretch on 39, so we got a punt. They get the ball back. They get downfield on us. The defense just lets them down there. No adjustments were made. We're thinking, oh, we already got this game in the bag. Then you get down to the end zone, jump ball or run in or whatever, touchdown. All of a sudden, you defeated, you're upset, and then you start blaming one player. Like that, like have y'all seen that before? Because I've seen that a whole bunch of times. I've seen that
Hey,
happen.
maybe not that scenario, but yeah, I mean it happens. It's definitely gonna happen.
Pretty sure I remember
You
that
know,
game, by the way.
Yeah, I think we all remember that one.
I don't remember that game. I've seen too many football games, basketball games, then, so don't blame me for that. I don't remember, but I will say this: I'm not blaming just. It's hard to blame one person. I know we got to move forward. It's hard to blame one person for a game, and I don't want to blame them because there's multiple things that happen in the game, but it's for a coach like the game plan is a game plan. Nothing's changed. It's all about the effort.
Well, I mean,
You know what we're running. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but
Like
here,
if we're running zone, like if we're playing zone and zone defense, like all of a sudden you're not moving in the zone, you're just standing still. Like that's a problem. You still got to contest. You still got to move in the zone. Like that's the part of the thing. Like I'm not changing the game plan. You got to change the effort. The zone's gonna work. It's gonna work if you keep running it. You just got to change the effort. I get somebody in there's got to change the effort for it. A lot of the time, but like I said, but you have to but that's the motivational aspect of the game. You got to get them engaged in the game. That's hard, especially when you got kids watching the scoreboard, watching the clock. That is a hard thing to coach 16, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids not to do that, because now you got social media, you got people talking to them and inboxing them all day. Way back when we had social media, man. You didn't even
yeah,
have anybody. You had to go to the barbershop and get people to talk to you about the game or your
yeah,
uncles come by the house. Are you ready for the game? Stuff like that. Now it's like all week long up to the game. You got people inbox you. Well, y'all gonna win by 22. Then you got people pumping you up and thinking about the game. No, man, no, just play every single game,
yeah.
quarter by quarter, minute by minute, and that's how you gotta do.
Yeah.
Compartmentalize it, and that's all you gotta do. But it's tough though. It's really tough.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make this last point. What I was saying with that is that some players are defeated so much and that's not the only game that I've seen that happen. I've seen games like on TV where one player makes one bad mistake and then they just whole team is getting ticked off. Like I don't know if y'all remember like the Chiefs and Bengals game. Y'all remember that late hit out of bounds
Mm-hmm.
that player had, and it set Harrison Buckner up for a 30-some-yard field goal. Now, he probably would have made it from 50 anyway, but what I'm saying is that those are mistakes that, just some players, instead of going to go pick them up and saying, man, it's all right, you just got to keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't give up. Let's go. You just sit there, you just absolutely blame them. But here's the problem. You're not thinking about what you just did on that other play or what you just
Yeah.
did in this whole drive to put them in one position. You're not thinking about what you could have done very differently. Like you didn't stop this person on 4th and inches. They ran a read option and they got the first down. Like a coach or say for example, a coach who is maybe he is a good coach, but he doesn't make adjustments to where that doesn't happen. So when all that is going on and then it leads up to you feeling down about yourself and you're getting so angry, whoever just gave up a play, you're blaming it on them. I really don't know what to say to that, because that's not the players. That's not that one player's fault that happened.
I know what to say.
That's what. Yeah.
Let's go to game 5, guys. We're way off topic here. Game 5, Kilgore, Needville. Kilgore, they struggled a little early in this game, but they were able to come out and get the win. We talked about a little bit in the group chat, the quarterback Williams being injured this game for Kilgore. They had to bring in their sophomore quarterback, the backup. Will or will it not play this week? We don't know. It's questionable. Kilgore's not dumb. They're not going to announce it. Even if he's not going to play, he'll dress out and they'll think he's going to play up until kickoff. So we'll see how that unfolds. But I thought Kilgore might win by more, honestly. 35-14. I don't think Needville was that good. They had a couple of good players, but I think Bay City was a lot better than Needville. So I think that was their test. Kilgore hasn't looked, great in the playoffs, but they've got what they needed to do to move on. That's a win.
Well, here's the thing. I will say this about Kilgore. Listen, it was 14-14. And by the way, I think they were favored by 21 anyway. So I don't know if that's like actually true or not, but I think they were favored by 21 is what I was hearing. But I mean, this game, I was watching on my phone while I was watching PG and Carthage, and this game was, I knew it was probably going to get ugly for Needville at some point, because they really didn't have enough on offense. Like I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, even before the playoffs, I said Kilgore has the number 1 defense for Division I right now, and I know that kind of gets under some people's skins a little bit, especially if you're a defense coordinator or something like that. But I'm serious. They are who they are. They've even called themselves the number 1 defensive 4A, and that's just what they are. But it really didn't. And you know what's funny? When Derek Williams went out, it was 21-14. I think that's when he went out. But even still, they won with. You saw Clint Fuller putting in second strings and third strings, and they were still winning. So, to beat a team like that, and yeah, Needville's not very good. I mean, let's just go ahead. Yeah, let's be honest. Needville's not very good.
I wouldn't say Needville not very good. I mean, they did make it.
I just said they weren't as good as Bay City. I think Bay City was a better team than Needville.
Well, I mean,
I don't want to disrespect Needville, because he did make it to 3 rounds. That's not.
And you know what? My apologies on that, because I mean, heck, they did beat Lumberton. So
I think their district was good, and I think it helped them, and I think they got a kind of a favorable bracket. Bay City just had to play Kilgore first. That's what it came down to.
I'm
surprised about that. That's what I was going to say. I don't think Kilgore has played their best football in the playoffs. That's kind of concerning, regardless of injuries or not. The injuries happen. Like somebody said a long time ago, everybody's banged up. You know what I'm saying? You just got to fight through it. Unfortunately, I hope the kid plays. I don't want to see anybody injured or hurt. For his sake, I hope he's all right. But I wasn't. I don't know, man. That Bay City game was alarming, because if I'm Kilgore, and after that Chapel Hill game, I would have assumed that you peaked and you're playing your best football. You know what I'm saying? And that means you got probably the best defense we've seen all year, asterisk, and you're beating everybody. Oh, you're going to steamroll Bay City. I'm not letting them beat me. I'm not letting them get any points on me. No, they will lose.
Corey, it's almost like they've been in cruise control, kind of.
Pretty much.
I feel like this is not like just been coasting. Like, oh, we're better than these teams. Let's coast a little bit. Yeah, I don't know.
That's not the way in the playoffs that you want to do. You want to be improving each week, looking better.
Well, because here's the thing with Kilgore. I mean,
it's still a good football team.
I mean, here's the thing with Kilgore. You look up, and I mean, they're tied with Bay City, and it's just it kind of shocked some people because it was just like, wow,
Well, they were
you know,
losing at one point.
yeah, and you would expect them to. You would expect them to steam some people. Some people would expect them to steamroll Bay City, and they didn't. Now, yes, they got business done with Neville, but that game, it was just kind of like, wow, I don't really think that that was what, a lot of people expected. But with Kilgore playing their, I think Chapel Hill was probably I'll say out of their two games, because in my opinion, Kilgore's best game is the one they lost this year, and that was to Carthage. Because they took Carthage to the brink. Um, and then right behind it is their win over Chapel Hill, in my opinion. So, I mean, they play Lobo Stadium. We'll see if they can beat them twice. Like we all say, it's hard to beat a team twice. But, I mean, we'll see.
A game that shocked me and Aubrey coming off a big win over Van. We thought, wow, Aubrey's got something. They took Van to the woodshed, kind of a Van team that I would have picked in this game. So I went with Aubrey. I was like, okay, Aubrey's got something. But here goes Gilmer. They get the win 34-21, and they're going to set up seems like a yearly matchup with that big C. We got the big C and the big G matching up
Big Red
next
Sea.
week now.
I say Big
Yeah.
Red Sea.
So I don't know, man. Gilmer is just I don't know what to think about them at this point. I don't think that they have a chance in this game with Carthage unless Carthage just lays an egg. They have enough athletes on the field with Will Henderson and those guys that they can score the ball. So I think they could stay back and forth with Carthage for the first half. But I think Carthage is going to have too much. Is going to pull away. But this game right here, I was just a little surprised. Corey, you may have more insight on this. I don't know if you have kinfolk up there, and you probably were watching it.
I watched the game. My boy Xavier had a good game. He was making a lot of hits and tackles. He actually had a concussion. My concussion that game. After the game, his mom was telling us that he actually got injured that game but he was playing. He was trying to play through it, which I wouldn't advise anybody to do that. You know, I thought this. I was actually going for Aubrey because I want them to succeed. Obviously, a kid plays for the other team. Shout out to Gilmer though, man, and the G Wagon. Shout out to the G Wagon for keep going. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were a young football team. I said it early on this year. You catch them now, because next year you don't want no part of Gilmer because they're gonna be a lot better. They're a young football team, and right now, they're paving the way. They do what they do. I think this is 17 years in a row they've made it to the third round. Third round and plus 17 years in a row. The expectation of winning is always high. Now, what do we say? Gilmer's not having a good football season. What's their record? They're 10-3.
10-3, Corey.
Yeah.
10 wins.
Oh, they're not doing very good this year. They're just 10-3. That's all. We just 10-3.
And their losses, to
all against state ranked teams.
Kilgore,
Yeah.
I think they're still playing. Chapel Hill, I think they're still playing. And Pleasant Grove just got eliminated by the team they're playing this week. So, I mean, they're all pretty good losses if you're going to say good losses.
I mean, those are great losses. Those are great losses. So what can you say? It's like getting beat by Alabama, Texas, and Georgia. And you good. Oh, you'll be all right. Of course you're gonna. But shout out to Gilmer for hanging in there and fighting through. Like I said, I wasn't gonna discount them at all. I figured they was gonna get it together. I didn't think they would be that bad of a team. They were young, and we're gonna see exactly what they got. Both coaches, and Here's the funny part. Here's the funny part for Pleasant Grove. Here's the funny part for PG Pleasant Grove and Gilmer. Gilmer comes out here and shocks the world and just destroys Carthage. Everybody in Pleasant Grove is gonna be pissed. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of funny stuff that happens. That's the type of funny stuff that happens at this point. So
Wow, the disrespect, Corey.
don't.
Did you see
Yeah, that
this?
ain't. Yeah,
I'm
that's
not. I'm
not for
not paying
me.
that any mind.
Jerome,
I'm not paying that any
you're
mind.
35 to
Whatsoever.
0. That's not going to happen, man. It's going to be a
Yeah,
good game either way.
that's
So before we go to the next pick, I
Jeremy,
forgot
I
to
want
mention
you to come back next week. I want you to hold it back. Hold that thought. Screenshot that. Come back next week.
Before I go on the next pick, we forgot to talk about the standings in the pick'ems. We have our man Jason Shivers still continues to hang on. He's got 111. He's ahead of Jamar by 4 with 107, and that Drew Swinney guy's in third. He's at 106. So, I've got this Eddie character that's kind of caught up with me a little. He's kind of caught up with me. Our man, shout out to our man. Come on, ref, Larry Pierce, part of our center crew. He's at 103. So he had a perfect 10 for 10 week last week. We had a couple of people actually get 10 of 10. Let me give them shout outs while I'm thinking about it. Oh, that Drew Swinney guy, he got 10 of 10. Jeff Chetwood, 10 of 10, and then Larry Pierce, 10 of 10. So we had 3 people that won for the week. So man, it's coming down to the end, and guys, I still got it. It's looking like I need to be sending it off to Mr. Jason Shivers. I think he's about wrapped this up, unless he just completely goes. Unless he goes with CM theories and starts picking upsets, and they all lose. But he's doing well. All right. So I want to make sure I give our shout outs to our pick'em winners. Let's go to the next game. This game was covered by our guys from Center, and Harmony knocked out by Newton 54 to 24. Man, I really thought Harmony had a chance to win this game, guys. I had them picked in my pick 'em. I know Newton's good, but man, Harmony's been rolling. I saw him play against Harp, and I was impressed. But man, Newton smacked him around a little bit. Y'all surprised by this score? I really was.
I am because I can you guys hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay. I am because I didn't think that Newton would do that. I thought it would be close. I had this game. I had a low scoring, and that's kind of shocking to say, especially with Harmony. I had it 20 to 17. That's what I had this, and it wasn't even close to that. So I'm shocked. I'm really shocked.
Corey?
I'm rocking. You know, shout out to Harmony. They proved me because I didn't pick a lot of Harmony games this year. They had a rocky start, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Newton is Newton, man. They do. Can't disrespect.
Well, Harmony beat Newton last year, so
yeah, I know. So they had this one. They had this one centered and everything. So shout out to Newton for taking care of business, man.
That Newton Dangerfield game is going to be a good one there in the Tomato Bowl on Friday night. So be interesting to see how, because I got to see we're talking. That's actually we'll kind of segment into the next game is the game I was at as West Rusk and Dangerfield, and guys, Dangerfield's got some dudes. I mean, they we talk about Chase Johnson, we talk about Aaron Bubba Hampton, but they got some other guys. They got Mosley, they got the tailback. What's his name? I can't think of his name. It's not Eights, but they've got guys all over the field. Like, and we talked a little bit about this. Dangerfield had Chase Johnson out. You know, he had the car wreck and he missed a few games early. I think it's a little deceiving in the 10-3. He missed a couple of those losses early in the season. He wasn't in the game. And I mean, he can do it with his legs, with his arm, and he's got guys he can hand it to. And the defense runs around and flies at the football. Like Dangerfield's defense, I mean, they've been on a roll lately. And if you go back and look of the score, I think they had allowed 6 points in district until the Harmony game. And I think it's honestly they were just we talked about being a little bored, not challenged. But they've given up right now in 3 playoff games, they've given up 22 points total. And that's playoff teams. And they're not easy playoff wins. West Rusk, district champion. Hooks, district champion. And then New Wave.
Good teams.
Yeah, I mean,
good teams.
Yeah. And now they've got
they like that. Yeah.
And now they've got Newton coming up, and I think it's going to be a really good game. But I was a little shocked at the difference. They just were able to shut down the West Rusk attack. Now, West Rusk did not have their quarterback. They had to play Dotson. He was a sophomore, a backup quarterback. So they were kind of limited into what I think they were limited on their plays, and that their quarterback usually runs. The tailback Jackson had a pretty good night. But that was about it. West Rusk couldn't really move the football, and I was really impressed by Dangerfield overall.
Yeah, they peaked, and they're playing their best football right now. And once that team peaks, that train starts rolling, leave the station, man. You don't want to get in front of it. Either get on, what's the old saying goes? Either roll with us or get rolled over, something like that. Hey, man, I don't know, man. I'm picking Dangerfield for the rest of the way. Y'all know I am about Dangerfield. Much respect, and y'all know how it is when they play defense at Dangerfield. That D stands for danger, baby. D stands for danger.
I got Dangerfield going to the state championship this year. So I didn't say they would win it, but I'm saying I have them going to state this year. So
I stop disrespecting the East Texas teams, man. Oh, it's Dangerfield all the way. Oh,
well, listen. Here's the thing. I had them for one. I had them in the semifinal. I didn't say we would make it to state, but I had them in the semifinal. But now they got a good chance because. I mean, they got a good chance. I don't think anybody in that next, should they beat Newton, I don't think anybody would beat them after that. So,
well, the red wave is here. Vincent Johnson joining us.
Yeah. The red wave.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah.
A little sleepy, but what's up?
Well, we've Are you talking about the Kilgore Red Wave?
Kilgore Red Wave, man.
Oh,
King Carthage. Not Kilgore. I'm sorry, not Kilgore. Carthage.
No.
I baited him into that one. See, I baited him into it.
Yeah, he got me with that.
Hey, you missed this a prediction of one of our listeners or one of our watchers here.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. He might be right. You never know.
He said, "I'll be back next week. I told y'all after week 2, Kilgore best secondary in Texas." Wow.
Listen, I'm not talking bad about Kilgore. I know they good. I gave them their props. They got better. Like I said, I don't know how we gonna do it. I just know we have to do it. Put our backs to the wall and get it done. It could be done. There's a way to beat everybody. So it ain't like we didn't best them before, especially when they didn't nobody think we could. So yeah, we can do it again.
Hey,
Bert, we going to our next game?
Go ahead.
What do you say?
Was that the next game? Because I don't want to jump ahead.
Game 9 is Lovejoy and Texas High. Lovejoy over Texas High, 43-21. I had Lovejoy in this one. Not really surprised. Solid year, 11-2 for Texas High. But I questioned Texas High when they lost to Shine Tree. To me, that was I was like, okay, Texas High. I mean, you can't. If you're a really good team, you can't lose to a team that's not real good. Pine Tree was kind of up and down. They're okay. They're solid, but they're not Texas High level or what Texas High thought they were, I guess. And so I really think that's kind of, to me, it wasn't surprising. Lovejoy took care of, although, we know Lovejoy's a really good team.
Yeah, Lovejoy is a really good team. I mean, I can't remember if I had Texas High or not. I may have been foolish enough to put down Texas High. I can't remember. But Lovejoy is a great team. Texas High. The loss to Pine Tree though, or Shine Tree, as I don't know who gave it that name. Was that
That's
Corey?
cool.
Hashtag Shine Tree.
Okay, Shine
That's
Tree.
Shine
cool.
Tree.
I'm not gonna take nothing away from Shine Tree because Shine Tree had that moment right there where they stepped up. I feel you though. Texas High, they need to be better. Um, but Shine Tree, man, they could have caught anybody that night the way they was playing. Like it was hot and cold, hot and cold. Whoever was next up was gonna get it. You know.
Oh Lord, he could be right though. He could be right.
No, it's not. So Texas High is, I mean, Texas High played a good game. Lovejoy for a reason, and they ran into a brick wall. Well, shout out to Texas High. It's tough. They
Yeah.
play,
Well,
and I really feel like that last game. Same thing with Van. I really feel like that last game. You don't want to lose your last game, like
Got some bad
especially if
mojo,
you're a
right?
favorite. Especially if you're a favorite, man. That's rough, and that almost
Were they the
ruins your
favorite?
momentum. You know what I mean?
Were they the
Oh,
favorite? Texas High?
I don't
no,
think. Well, I don't know. I don't know if
Oh,
Texas High, but it
oh,
kind of ruins your mojo in the playoffs. What I'm saying, like
against Pine Tree,
especially
they
if
were.
you,
That's what we're talking about.
yeah,
no.
they're favorite against
Against
Pine
Pine Tree.
Tree.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
that's the last game of the season. Like you don't want to. That's rough. That is rough. But Pine Tree had to win it
well,
to make the playoffs, and they did. So shout out to them.
Mhm.
Shout out to
well,
Shine
ge-
Tree.
well. Guess what? I mean, congratulations, Lovejoy, because you get a date with the mighty South Oak Cliff Bears, Golden Bears, actually, this week.
Mm,
So
that's
good
Hmm.
job. I mean,
that's a juicy
that's just
matchup, though.
awesome.
Ooh, that's a good
That's
I
matchup.
know I'm
awesome.
behind, but is Eddie out here today? Is he here?
Yes, he is.
He's here.
Has he been
he
here?
been in and out.
How
He's
you
been
doing,
here.
Eddie? How you doing? I just wanted to say hi. You know, he had a lot to say last week. Or to be honest with you, I had a lot to say, but he couldn't hear me. So is what was really going on apparently. I hope he hear me now though. I hope I got my mic fixed. I'm loud and clear now. So yeah. What's up, Eddie?
Oh man. Game 10, guys. Iowa Colony Chapel Hill. Chapel Hill, I won't say dominate, but they kind of did. Uh, all over the Iowa Colony, 42-21. You had one of those touchdowns was a block punt, fielded for a touchdown. So holding Iowa Colony, Corey, I'm gonna let Corey. I'm gonna segue this because I know you got a lot to say about the defensive effort, but allowing 14 points to an Iowa Colony team that has a really good offensive attack, a lot of speed, a lot of size, pretty impressive, Corey.
Corey?
People been disrespecting us all year. I'm gonna say us because I'm rocking with Chapel Hill. People disrespect Chapel Hill's defense all year. Got Jeremy in here, 35-0. Like that's cute, Jeremy. And then I hadn't forgot it either. Eddie was like, "Oh, you can't win state championship, give up 29 points a game. That's not happening." You know how many points Chapel Hill's giving up in the playoffs? 15 points. 15. 1-5.
And they only gave him
1-5.
21 on Friday.
1-5. And it wasn't even that. They scored 14 points in the first half, and they didn't give up an offensive touchdown the rest of the way. They didn't give up an offensive touchdown. They got off the gas against El Campo. Gave up 18 points. Pretty much blank LCM. The disrespect will not be given in this chat. Y'all, and then I don't like putting stuff on people. I don't like putting stuff on people, but I remember that score. You said 35-0 kill goal. And everybody in the state of Texas is disrespecting Chapel Hill, saying this, that, and the other. I'll tell you, I'm a homer. I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna not. This game is gonna be really good because I think Kilgore gave us their best shot. I really do, and that's cute if that's your best shot. That's really cute. Now, guess what?
Uh,
Now you gotta play a team that's pissed off.
Corey,
I
hush.
think I may have
I'm
pissed
just
them
gonna
off.
say hush,
okay.
hush, because that was a whooping
I,
No,
we
no,
took.
no, no.
I don't need you to get them
yeah,
hype up.
No.
You need to be
No,
quiet now, because we
no.
still got a
People
game
talk
to
too
play
much,
on
man.
Friday.
People
Nah,
talk too
man,
much. Let us
because
talk.
they
Let
got
us
these
talk.
boys got to play on Friday,
hey,
Corey.
listen,
Let us talk. Let us
listen.
talk.
I'm
Let
I
us
don't need
talk.
no bad juju.
Grown men talking right now. Let the kids play.
I'm a
Grown men
victim.
talk.
Okay. Here's the thing. Because I was on the call for that game. Man, can we talk about Chapel Hill's front seven? I mean, they were awesome. They were pretty good. I mean, there was no Carson White, who was the quarterback for Iowa Colony, couldn't even throw straight. Now, obviously, he's sidearmed anyway, but
Yeah.
he was throwing. You see Trevor Brooks, you see Kendall Allen, you see Dallas Gibson, you see Isaiah Collins. They're just bulldozing their entire offensive line, and getting back there and trying to bring Carson White down, and Carson White was just throwing everywhere, incomplete passes everywhere. The only thing that, if you're a Chapel Hill fan, probably the only thing that probably scared you in that game was Carson White was launching darts
Nothing.
in the second quarter. But other than that, that was about it.
Nothing
That
scared me as a
that was
Chapel Hill
about
fan
it.
watching it.
So it was a good, impressive win. Really, and the only thing that Iowa Colony did on defense good is that in the first half they kind of stopped Ricky Stewart a little bit. But other than that, that was about it. So now
You
I
want to
will
win
say this.
championship, you play defense. You want to win
Yeah,
championship, you play defense.
yeah, I understand, but I'm gonna say something because I didn't get the pick this morning. I will say this, and yes, I am picking Chapel Hill because it is hard to beat a team twice. But I will say this: I'm gonna give a little bit of advice to Chapel Hill. Both teams, really, both Kilgore and Chapel Hill, real quick. If you are, if you're Chapel Hill, you have to be physical this game. This game you have to be physical
You have
because
to match the intensity.
yes, because week 11, I don't think anybody on this show saw physicality matched the way that Kilgore was dishing towards them. I don't think anybody saw that. I don't think anybody, because going into that game, I said it would be close. It wouldn't be what it was. But you know what's crazy? And I read this stat I think yesterday morning. I don't know how true this is. So this is where I'm saying I can neither confirm or deny that this is true. But since 2004, which was the year that Kilgore won the state championship game, did you guys know that there's only been 3 teams to beat them 3 straight matchups? Only 3.
Who
Sorry,
were
only
3?
2. Sorry, excuse me, only 2. Only 2 teams to beat them 3 straight matchups. Carthage and Chapel Hill. Those are the only 2 teams. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that's what I saw. There's only been 2 teams to do that. Here's where it gets interesting. Chapel Hill before week 11, Chapel Hill beat Kilgore 3 straight times. Playoffs in 2021 when Kilgore was ranked 3rd in the state. The next year, which was last year, Chapel Hill beat Kilgore in their place, and it really was a romp if you really want to think about it. I know it was 32-20, but the game wasn't as close as it indicated. Then, yes, Kilgore, Demarion Van Zandt, and Isaiah Ross gave it to Chapel Hill, but Chapel Hill ends up coming out. You know what Kilgore's motto was this year? Everybody in Kilgore on their team, they marked their calendar for that Chapel Hill game. And I knew it was going to be something interesting when they almost beat Carthage. I said that Chapel Hill would have to match their intensity going into that game, and they didn't do it. You have to do that. And you know what? Here's the other thing I don't want to hear. I do not want to hear about Derek Williams being out Friday. I do not care.
I hope it.
I don't care. You play your game. You play the game even if he was there. Play it like he is playing. If he's not playing, you need to play like he is playing because he gave it to Chapel Hill. He said, here's what I'm going to do. Y'all done beat us 3 straight years. So because of that, I'm ticked off. So I'm going to give it to y'all tonight. 39-16. So you have to match their intensity. You have to. Because if not, the same thing is going to happen to y'all. Same thing that happened week 11. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. As a person who played for Chapel Hill, I don't want to see that again. I do not want to see that again. I actually want to see.
Defeated. I'm not being defeated. I don't want to. It ain't gonna happen. You don't play like that. It ain't gonna happen. I'm just going to say, listen, man, y'all come out here. You do what you're supposed to do. You got beat the first time. Don't let it happen again. You got smacked around. Got punched in the mouth the first time. You took your best shot. That's cute. I got it. I'm just tired of disrespect. People acting like this football team is not very good. They don't play defense. They don't do this. They don't do that. I'm tired of that, man. Kilgore has a good defense. That's fine. Chappie has a very good defense too, by the way. I know, Jeremy. I'm hyping up. I'm trying to hype up. I got people watching. I gotta say this stuff. But I'm just saying, in general, you know what I'm saying? You got a good defense too. If Chappie, you listen, you got a good defense too. Play that way. You've been smacking people around. Play that way. Play that way. Master intensity. Play that way. Make them earn their respect.
Yeah.
Hashtag WLAD. Work like a dog.
And you know what? The one thing and before we move on, I'm gonna give this real quick message to Kilgore. Just like for y'all last year with Chapel Hill, it's hard to beat a team twice. You better get ready. That defense is coming for whoever's. I don't care who's back there at quarterback. They're coming for whoever. They're coming for your whole team. I know y'all's little motto this year is we're not after y'all beat Chapel Hill in week 11. We're not done with Chapel Hill yet. We hope we see y'all again because we have more punishment to dish out. But it's hard to beat a good team twice. So you better bring your A game against Chapel Hill because this time it's not going to be, oh, we're just going to walk this out of the park like we did week 11. No. This Chapel Hill defense is coming. Demetrius Brisman has gotten better. Ricky Stewart has gotten better. All these players have gotten better since they played y'all. So if my advice to y'all is y'all better get ready because it's not going to be what you think it is.
Corey, is there anything else you want to say? I feel like I'm gonna stay out of this because it's hard for me to be fair to Kilgore, and I'm just being for real. Like it's hard for me to be fair to Kilgore, and it ain't fair for them. And I'd really try my best to be. I really try to be down the middle.
I understand that. I'm being a fan at this point. I'm being a fan at this point. No, forget all that. Kilgore to own Chapel Hill for 40 years.
I respect what they did. You know,
Kilgore to own Chapel Hill for 40 years.
If it wasn't Chapel Hill,
no, if it wasn't
Chapel Hill, I'd be like Kilgore finna do and this and that. But the fact that it's Chapel Hill, I can't even talk about it.
I'll talk for you. I'll speak for your heart. I'll speak for you.
Have you ever?
I'm tired of Kilgore winning, man.
So that's what we need to do. We need to do that Key and Peele skit where he do like
every
the president and the angry translator.
For the past 20-some years, I gotta go to Kilgore. Well, we know we're not gonna beat Kilgore. Kilgore come in, they'll bring all the football team. They wear black jerseys, red helmets. They come in with the band and the silver tubas. They come in, they beat us all the time. I'm tired of that, man. It's Chapel Hill time. Blue and gold, CH all the way. You know what the rest is. Let's go.
So I think
here's that, man. Look, little brother, we grown up now.
Here's my take on
brother than grown up.
Here's my take. So from what I've seen over the last 3 to 4 weeks, I see a Chapel Hill defense that's felt disrespected, that's playing better, and the team overall is playing better. I've seen Kilgore. They struggle with some teams we thought maybe they shouldn't struggle with. They're able to get the win. I feel like maybe they're at a point where they've kind of just put it in cruise like we talked about. Now, maybe I'm wrong. It's just kind of what it looks like. Now they feel like they should beat Chapel Hill. They just beat them a few weeks ago. I feel like they should beat them again. Chapel Hill's now in the situation of they're kind of the underdog, the hunter, in other words. And I think it's a different situation. I think it's a tough one to be in if you're Kilgore now, because you've woken up the Blue Dogs. Now they're angry and they don't want to give up their throne. I think this could be an incredible game. I don't think it's going to be more than a one-score game. I think it's going to be back and forth. I'm fairly certain that the offenses are going to get theirs. I hope that Williams plays, personally, because I don't want to hear from Kilgore. Well, if we'd have had Williams, we would have won.
Yeah,
I
I know.
don't need to be no excuses.
I don't want to hear that, because that's not what I want to see. I want them to be on equal playing field and see who comes out on top. I think it's going to be a great game. I see it like, me 35-28, that range of score, and
You
a
know,
one-score game.
so I'm gonna say this: the score. I don't agree with you. I really don't, and I don't think this game is gonna be over that. I would say that this game will probably be 17-14 because of the defenses, in my opinion.
There's no way that they hold Chapel Hill to that again. There is no way. I don't think the
Well, they
cards were
can.
all.
I mean, it's
I don't think
they
so.
can.
I just don't think so. I don't think all the cards were shown last game for Chapel Hill. I don't think they showed everything. I think they played the game. They got behind, realized they weren't going to win by 14. They were satisfied with their place. They played to try, but they weren't going to they weren't going to play any extra cards. They just played with what they thought they just normal stuff. I think they got some stuff put back. I think Kilgore played their whole deck. I think they wanted it. They came out and they gave it everything they had. I think that I just don't think you're going to hold a Brisbane Stewart team to either one of those points again. You may get one time, but you ain't doing it again. I just don't see it. I think that they've got a big key is they've gotten Cameron Kelly involved lately, and that's going to open up. They're not going to be able to keep that extra guy in the box. Or they're going to throw it right over the top to him. I think that's something that they've incorporated in the playoffs. They didn't do a whole lot of that in the Kilgore game, guys. You guys were there. It was run, 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 run. They didn't try to throw the ball really. They didn't
I
try
don't really
to.
want to talk strategy because that could change. I don't want to talk strategy. I mean,
But I'm
that
saying,
anything could change. I mean,
I
because
don't
that
think
individual, like just a little that stuff that could happen. You could throw a flea flicker and change the course of the game. Man, I don't want to discuss that because
Hey,
I mean he
listen,
didn't have a
as
touch. He
good
didn't have a
as
touch. I mean, that's different. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you got to win the battle. It's the battle of the trenches. They won the battle of the trenches. They run the upfront. Upfront won that game. They control the line of scrimmage. They beat us. As a unit, we got you. You know what I'm
hey, as
saying? And as a whole, Kilgore dominated that game. They punched us in the mouth. That's exactly what happened. We love that intensity. We talked about it in the booth. I love the energy that they came out with. I thought it was a little too aggressive at some point in time. They got away with some stuff. The whistle was swallowed every once in a while. Kind of got
every
shovey a little bit.
once in
I
a while,
don't
Corey.
like all that.
Every once
Just play
in a
the
while.
I
game.
don't know about every once in a while.
Just play the
There was a
game.
lot
Just
of
play the game. Man, that's for both teams. Just play the game. Don't
Yeah,
don't talk. You can do all
bro.
that talking. Just play the football
Some
game.
of
Let
it,
it be clean.
was
so
that the way the referees called it. I mean, they let it go, and
You
it got
know,
more
because
physical that way.
this game now, if it's now you playing with different officials, they may not let you be as physical as the last game or talk as much as the last game. You know what I'm saying? So you may have to bridle that. So you got to be controlled and be aggressive, and at the same time, you got to do that. But I'm saying this because it's entertainment value. Apparently, both whoever's watching, I hope they get excited for the game. I hope the crowd gets excited for the game. This is not meant for the kids. Kids are gonna play whatever. You don't know what's going on. this is for the people, this is for the naysayers, this is for the media, this is what we do. We're hyping up the game. I hope 10,000 people watches it. That's what happens. That's what we do. So you kids getting hyped up for the games, you should be hyped. It's an opportunity to win a state championship and go on to the next round. I hope an East Texas team win. An East Texas team will win a state championship. Multiple East Texas teams shall win a state championship, regardless. But I'm a homer. Hats off to Kilgore, hats off to Chapel Hill. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give a score. I just want it to be a good football game. That's all I really want. So, I hope all the kids be able to play. No injuries, no fights, no craziness. Just play the game of football, play it hard, play it rough, and play within the confines of the field, and play within, don't play dirty. That's all I really care about. But play hard. I want a good football game. I want them to say, man, y'all, and if they're not in the same district next year, play again. Play at Trinity, Trinity Mother Fansford Stadium again. That'd be the first game of the season.
There's a pop.
You know what I'm saying? I want this. My job here for this show is to hype it up so you guys can come back and watch it. Say, you hear what that guy said? And then you share this 200 times, and now we've gone viral. And now guess what? That's the whole purpose of the show.
Well, and not to obviously, we love what Kilgore has done this year. I just think
absolutely.
I'm just going to give an honest opinion of what I've seen. We've kind of followed them in the rest of the season. I think right now, who I think is playing better right now, I think Chapel Hill's playing better right now. Is it going to be enough still to beat Kilgore? Who knows? I think it's just going to be a battle and a close game.
Be 1,000% with you. I think both teams on a given night, both teams are pretty well matched.
Yeah.
I think both teams are pretty well matched. I think Chapel's got a little more in the tank than Kilgore does. That's just personally. But Kilgore's defense is very solid. I like the way they play.
Yeah.
And Chapel's been stepping up to the plate as of late, being a third seed, playing against some top seeds and beating top seeds like they're the first seed. That makes a big difference. And if you watch it, they haven't been getting a lot of respect in the playoffs. A lot of people haven't been picking them.
Well,
I've 63% pick Iowa Colony. That's a little disrespectful for a team that was number one in the state for 5 weeks. So they got a lot to prove. So that's all I'm saying.
I will say this, for one, and Brett, your comment on them having to throw the ball, I think they should, because and this is nothing against Kilgore, but their secondary hadn't been very good these past couple of weeks. I mean, Neville kind of gave it to them through the air, and then Bay City kind of gave it to them a little bit. So they're going to have to. Cameron Kelly and Javen Mayfield are probably going to be the targets of this game. I'm not trying to take out Darius Dean or Jonah Reardon, but Cameron Kelly and Javen Mayfield, if they're going to throw the ball, I think they're going to be the targets of this game. The one thing I will give to Chapel Hill as an advice, up the middle, that Kilgore likes to do all the time. They like to go and, get under center, run the ball. They did what they did, little tush push a little bit, quarterback sneak or whatever when they played Chapel Hill last time. Those plays, that front seven has to be dominant up the middle. I know Kilgore's offensive line is big, but that's never stopped Chapel Hill before. I mean,
right.
we saw. So
let's talk about what we got coming up on NETSN, fellas. We've got some coverage for NFHS this week. Of course, we will have the Chapel Hill Kilgore game on NFHS and Texan Live. We'll have the Garrison Timpson game for NFHS. And we'll also have the Lovelady Mark game on NFHS. So 3 games provided to you by crews from NETSN. So it's some exciting action. We're right in the middle of basketball season. And Corey, I'm going to let you talk about this one. What do we have coming up next week at Brook Hill?
Oh, it's a basketball tournament. Come holler at us. We'll be all week. Got some good games coming up. Can't really tell you too much as of yet, but we're gonna get past this week. We're gonna roll in next week. Wednesday, we should be able to talk more about that because we'll know more about the other stuff and the schedule and the teams and stuff. So,
we already have the Brook Hill schedule's already up. If you want to look to see what games we got for that tournament, those games are already up on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Martin's Mill tournament the week after, which is going to be a really good tournament. We don't have any information on schedules or teams or anything like that. We will pretty soon, but we've got a lot of good teams. We've got TK Gorman, Henderson, All Saints, Troop, Tyler Heat, Laneville, Brook Hill, Rusk. A lot of good East Texas teams over there at Brook Hill Invitational next week. We'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, like Corey said, come by and say hi. Or can't make it out. Hey, you can watch hoops all day long for 3 days in a row. We'll have 24 games total on the YouTube channel. So that's a lot of stuff that we got coming up. It's tournament season for basketball. Like I said, we've got a lot of games. If you missed the games we had so far, we had some good ones on NETSN so far. So go back and check those out. Guys, we got a big week of football here, and there's going to be some good games. I feel like the games that we have that we're going to be broadcasting are going to be pretty good, and there's some other games just to mention. And though you want to know how we feel about the games, you can go back and check out our Beast from the East show. We picked all the East Texas matchup games for the regional finals this week. We talked about Timpson Garrison. We talked about Mark Lovely, Dangerfield Newton. We mentioned that as well. That's another game in Jacksonville at the Tomato Bowl. This would be a good one. Carthage Gilmer. Enough said there.
Mm-hmm.
Just those two names. And then, of course, the game that Conrad says he's going to be at, the Malakoff-Winsburg game. I'm really interested in that one. Some really juicy matchups here. The good news is, since they're all pretty much East Texas, we'll be guaranteed to have some games to talk about next week on our Beast from the East show. So check us out, 9 a.m. every Wednesday, and then you can hear the wrap-up at 8:30 p.m. Fellas, as we close, you got any final thoughts?
Tough games this week. Some really big ones. To all opponents, I guess I would say, let's keep it close. I don't really want to see no blowouts this year. Well, there's one I would love to see, but I don't want to see no blow. I don't expect no blowouts, I guess I would say.
I expect one. Yep.
So I'm being real humble. I'm just gonna lay back. I'm gonna enjoy every game. I'm not gonna do no boasting, no nothing. I'm just gonna chill. Matter of fact, Corey, don't call me. Brett, don't call me. Because I don't want to talk Chapel Hill. I just want to watch and see what happens.
I can't call you. I'm going to be doing a game.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be at the game. So,
I don't know. What do you think about going live on Friday? What you think about that? We can talk about the game live on Friday. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know because
I'm afraid of getting caught saying something crazy.
I like to be live when the disrespect is
because who I am when we're doing the live stream is different from just a fan. I keep I put the fan away.
Matter of fact, I tag you on it.
I put the fan away for this.
Jerome says he wants you to go
tag
live.
You on it. I tag you on it.
They may not like what they see.
It don't matter. Guess what? The numbers is up. Numbers are up. The numbers are up.
Here's the
numbers
thing.
Numbers are up.
The numbers
go
okay.
up. Numbers go up, man.
I'm gonna give my final thoughts on it. There's only gonna be one game that's gonna be a blowout this week, and I hate to say this, and I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. Gilmer, you're going home.
Wow.
What a disrespect. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey,
listen.
Listen,
as far as wait, what is my saying? You're done. Gilmer is done. All right, and I'm
Christian Blevins apology tour. The Christian Blevins.
No,
because yeah, I know.
I had to apologize.
He got a notebook full of apologies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's
any Gilmer fans watching.
Somebody gonna go back.
Yeah, somebody gonna go back and tell
y'all go. Hey, listen, say all the crazy stuff you want to on live. I mean, it's all right. It's all right to get criticized. I mean, we all been there. I know I have this year, especially by a lot of fans and
I'll just say
coaches,
this about
if you know
that,
what I
and I'll
mean.
let it go. But Gilmer, you got one job this week, and that's just to keep it close. Just keep it close. That's
Wow.
it. I'm just saying. I ain't saying they're gonna
Dang.
blow you out, but don't give up on it either. I mean,
Whoa.
don't give
No.
up on it. Nah, cause like you gotta put up the same kind of fight that PG did. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't
Jerome
expect
says
for
I
PG
got
to put up
Gilmer
that
winning
fight.
too. Wow. Hey, you all right,
Wow.
You know,
Man.
Kilgore don't like Carthage. You know,
I
Kilgore
hope-
don't like Carthage anyway.
Hope
so
he made his picks. Go ahead, and you might be the only one picking Gilmer this week, Jerome.
Jerome, you might have to come back
I
next
ain't gonna
week
be the
too.
only one. Ain't gonna be the only one picking
Hey,
Gilman. Trust me, ain't gonna be the only one picking Gilman.
this is gonna be a shocker to well, some people. Now, maybe not you guys. As far as the discussion with Kilgore and Chapel Hill, I'm gonna stay out of that one. Whoever wins,
Actually, we have
I'm gonna stay out of that.
we have one person that picked Gilmer so far in this week's poll. So that's
That's
I mean,
it.
there's only
Maybe it
two
is
people
Jerome.
voted. Only 2 people voted.
We have 49 people voted and one picked Gilmer.
Dang.
Yeah. No, we have more than that. We need more. We need everyone to get their picks in. Christian, don't forget this week so we can confirm that we're blowing you out in the Pick'em challenge.
Dang, disrespect.
Mm.
Listen, I'm telling you something.
Anybody that roots for
Disrespect's a two-way
Oklahoma,
street.
anybody that
Disrespect
roots
is a
for
two-way
Oklahoma
street.
State, anybody that roots for Oklahoma State, they getting the disrespect on their way. I'm just
Anybody
gonna
that's against Texas is gonna get disrespected. I don't care if you're a Michigan fan, LSU fan, you're going against Texas, you're gonna get disrespected. Disrespect will be televised. And that's all I gotta say about that. But I will say this: it's a great week of football, great week of East Texas football. Go for your teams, support your teams. You know, hope everybody's gonna be safe. Hope all the kids play hard. You know, it is what it is, man. Y'all do what you gotta do. Remember, this is just for entertainment. Ain't nothing personal. Y'all keep
It's
it
nothing
buck
personal. We
100.
just do it for
I appreciate you
entertainment.
guys for tuning in tonight, man. We do appreciate you guys.
We love all our East Texas teams, and thanks everyone for joining. Hope you all enjoyed tonight's show. Give a shout out. We had we got a message here from our man KO.
Horns down. You know what? Get out the chat. Kick him out the chat. Horns down. Kick him out the chat.
Send our prayers to KO. His grandpa fell and they had to take him to the urgent care tonight. So send all your prayers over to KO's grandpa there. That's you want to hear that, and I'm glad he's able to take care of him. We miss you, KO. Take care of your grandpa. We'll see you next time.
KO's gonna be disrespectful. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have to hear from KO. I'm sure we'll get it at some point. But that's gonna do it for tonight.
Get that disrespect.
For tonight's show. For Christian, for Corey, for Vince, I'm Brett. Thanks for joining us tonight on the weekly wrap-up show. We'll see you next week as we will wrap up the week games. We've got 6 good ones here in East Texas. Be a lot to talk about. So come back right here on NETSN. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Peace.
Is your demanding work lifestyle in need of fire-resistant clothing that can keep up? Well, L4FR clothing should be your go-to for quality, affordability, safety, and style. L4FR was founded by a third-generation oil field worker who is also a veteran. Thus, this company has a deep appreciation for reliability and longevity, all while we provide first-rate customer service. Our durable apparel will serve you well for many years to come, whether you're working on a pipeline, a lineman climbing utility poles, or in any other environment requiring fire-resistant apparel. L4FR has you covered. Our apparel is tough enough to resist hazardous conditions while still providing high comfort and style. L4FR provides clothing options to ensure your safety and comfort, whether you're on the job or not. To view our complete inventory of flame-resistant garments, please visit our online store at l4frclothing.com or give us a call at 817-757-4935. Si habla español.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.